For years, this country has been a mystery to Westerners, largely because it's been isolated by conflict and its remote location. But Laos, as they say here, is fast becoming the darling of Southeast Asia among visitors who are looking for a pristine ecosystem and a country that feels largely undiscovered.
Beautiful places, smiling faces. This is Laos. One former monarch dubbed it the land of a million elephants. The Lao people descended from China along the mighty Mekong River, and it's believed the people of Cambodia first called Laos home. In fact, Wat Pu, a Khmer-style temple in southern Laos, is said to predate the more famous Angkor temples of its Cambodian cousins.
Laos is a country where visitors can come and still discover unexplored places.
A deeply spiritual group, most people put their faith in Buddha. These monks in the northern city of Luang Prabang collect alms or offerings from villagers seeking merit with Buddha. Perhaps it was Laos' deep spirituality that helped this country navigate through its difficult history. After fighting each of its neighbors for independence, this landlocked nation sought protection in the French, whose colonial influence is still felt today. Years after gaining sovereignty in 1953, the country was pulled into another war, a secret war. By the early 1960s, America had begun to fight the spread of communism in North Vietnam and Laos. In a covert operation, the U.S. trained and armed the Hmong ethnic group, who themselves opposed communism. U.S. attacks on the Laos-Vietnam border earned this country the dubious distinction of being the most bombed country per capita in history. Laos remains a communist country today. The war, a distant memory.
The spirit of the Lao peoples now is really turning to the future.
Laos opened its doors to visitors as recently as 1990, but is cautious about what has become its fastest growing industry.
Lao people are very proud of their culture, and I think a big part of ecotourism is about actually protecting Lao culture, their land and forests, because that is their heritage.
And with half of Laos covered in forest, places like the Kingfisher Eco Lodge in the remote village of Kiet Nong are cropping up around the country, allowing visitors the chance to get up close to nature and give directly back to villages and guides like Mr. Si-Ho.
When you cut the water, it comes out.
Perhaps the greatest part of any trek in Laos is the guide himself.
Unless you get to know the people of Laos, then you really haven't made it to Laos. Pretty much everywhere you go, Lao people want to get to know you.
But they want to do it on their own terms. It seems Laos has discovered the best way to ensure its future is to protect its past.
And we'll have much more ahead from Laos, where the sun is now setting on a Wednesday evening. But first, this is Today on NBC.